Hey, welcome in. Well, here's the headline. UPenn Transgender Swimmer continues dominant season with more record-breaking wins. Well, I think it's obvious at this point. If you've got a women's swim team, the last thing you want on that is a woman. You're not going to win anything. Now, I've got to say, I bet you there is a lot of trans women out there who see this stuff and go, oh, no, could you just please stop? You're making us look bad. Now, that would be the trans women that the media doesn't speak to, because that's not what the media wants to hear. It's like Dave Chappelle said, with Caitlyn Jenner, was a woman for, a year and got Woman of the Year? But, in Caitlyn Jenner's defense, I've never seen an old man with nicer tits. Never. But seriously, I think adults should be able to do whatever they want. I have no problem with people being transgender. None whatsoever. And if the goal was to normalize it, I think goal accomplished. But I would think there should be some reasonable accommodation made to everybody else. Because, as we've seen, this clearly is not fair. Continues dominant season with more record-breaking wins. It's clearly not fair. And I think it's because we're in this weird schizophrenic moment where we know there's a bunch of Y chromosomes swimming around, right? And yet we have to pretend to believe something which nobody actually believes, which is that there is no difference between biological and trans, and it's just not true. It's just not real. The swimmer clearly has an advantage over the girls. Here it says a 22-year-old transgender swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania continued her dominant performance this season, setting numerous pool, meet, and program records at a 3-day event in Ohio last weekend. Leah Thomas blew away her competition Friday night in the 500-yard freestyle preliminaries and finals at the Zippy Invitational at the University of Akron. So let's see, in the finals, there's a new Ivy League record. And that didn't take long, did it? The swimmer continued smashing records on Saturday with a nearly 7-second victory in the 200-yard freestyle, and that was representing the fastest finish in the country. It's not really that surprising. Let's see. Thomas said, quote, "Swimming is a huge part of my life and who I am. I've been a swimmer since I was 5 years old. Being trans has not affected my ability to do this sport, and being able to continue is very rewarding." Well, yeah, I bet when you're winning everything. But it has not affected my ability to do this sport. Literally nobody thought you were going to do worse. And as I said, I want people to be able to live their lives, but we do have to deal with the issue of fairness. This isn't fair. This would seem like a reasonable accommodation to just say, you know what, it's not fair. I'm not going to do this, but at least I get to live my life the way that I want to. And just from the perspective of competition, doesn't it matter knowing that you have like a massive advantage? And clearly, record-breaking, right? That's a big advantage. Just from a sportsmanship perspective, that should matter. Oh, wait a second. Did I say sportsmanship? Uh-oh. Think I did a hate crime. But upon reflection, who could be the real winners out of all of this? The WNBA. Because nobody watches the WNBA. And why don't they? It's all women. That's right. And they're just not that good in comparison to the NBA. So, if they could get Steph Curry onto some estrogen or Kevin Durant onto some estrogen, bring him in, just break every league record in the first game, I'd pay to watch that. Or what about Rodman? He could do it like tomorrow and wouldn't even be that much of a stretch, would it? Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.